Yo, what's up guys? Joke here bringing you another video. This one's actually going to be on GGG's announcements that in the next week they're going to be releasing balance manifestos for a lot of things going into 320. And then they just casually drop Jules and ailment mitigation, curses, Eldritch altar revamp, and that one's not that important, but arch nemesis, and potentially a fifth post about other changes if needed at the time. So let me pause real quick and break this down. Jules and ailment mitigation are one of the biggest things that players deal with because jewels, in my opinion, are way too overpowered. You can get a jewel with life and so much damage. You can get it with res. Jewels just do too much, right? So it's kind of stupid to not at least path towards at least a few jewel sockets in literally every build. On top of the fact with cluster jewels and voices giving you more jewel sockets, jewels are just super strong. So hopefully these are buffs to jewels and we get even more, but I don't see that coming. Ailment mitigation is something that people have been screaming for forever because it's too annoying. Yes, I get there has to be the difficulty, but it's too annoying to be bleed immune, ailment immune, fucking you need like 17 different immunities on top of layers of defense. And while that is good for the end game and the complexity, it is not good for the average Joes and the new players that are barely maxing out their elemental res. They're not even getting fucking chaos res. And they're getting shit on by these super OP ailments and even sometimes all ailments when they're getting hit with like brittle and sapped and shit. Next thing is curses, and it's really interesting just because they don't address. I mean, I guess we'll see next week, right? It's not like they said in a couple of weeks, they said starting next week, so we only have a couple days. So I'm going to be covering these balance manifestos as well. Give them a quick TLDR recap. But curses, right? If anything, I hope some version of self curse is back. Self curse was just fun, dude. Apart from that, if it's not something like Self Curse getting revived, then I hope it is something like easy curse mitigation, right? Where there's just like big fatty curse mitigation nodes. Like you only have to use like 2 or 3 points to get 100% curse mitigation, right? You don't have to waste a flash suffix. You don't have to, right? So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's either self curse is back or curse mitigation is just super easy, just like up here with ailment mitigation. Um, Something super easy to maintain. I don't want to have to go off my beaten path, completely scrap a handful of skill points just for ailment and curse immunity. I'm sorry, I don't. It takes some of the fun out of the ARPG, in my opinion, trying to not max my primary defenses, max my secondary defenses because those are still going to get me killed. It's so stupid. Um, Eldridge Altar revamp, I feel like this is to directly combat the people that are juicing with the altars. Like, this is the direct combative, right? They're going to either nerf it into the ground or make it so you can't do the popular Eldridge altar methods. I feel like that's going to be what this is about. There's no way they're going to spin this as a positive. It's probably going to be like, oh, we found people were getting too much benefit from the altars and too much loot and rah, 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 rah. Hey guys, real quick, if you get any benefit from this or any of my other videos, if you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, commenting, it does really help me out. It allows me to put more time into it as well. So I really do appreciate it. Okay. And then we have Arch Nemesis, which is the biggest fucking elephant in the room. Everyone wants to know what's going to happen to it. People want to just see it be removed. I would be okay if it was just tuned back even more. They adjusted it. It did not work. A lot of people still don't like it. I'd be fine with it since I did just recently have to level through the axe because of mayhem. So it didn't feel that bad through the axe, honestly. Um, so they just need to tune it down even more, or make it so you cannot have conflicting mods. I know they've said they've done this already, but they have not. When I ran into, I was doing my Arc Trickster, right? And when I ran into like a crystalled skin, prismatic, fucking Stormweaver, and I just had to sit there and spam my abilities for 17 fucking hours, or if it had like Concentrator and Regeneration and Gargantuan, and this was like an act two. I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm fucking killing this thing. Like, I'm sorry. Well, no, it wasn't an act two because that wouldn't be realistic. But you get the metaphor, right? Is that they're in places where you're not able to easily deal with them. If it was like red maps, right, where they introduced 3 and 4 mod arch nemesis monsters, which now, keep the current mass loot in low maps where it can loot pinata, but just give it even more loot in red maps, and that's when it can be, I don't know, 3, 4, 17 modded. I don't fucking care because I expect red maps to be more of an end game. Majority of people don't get to red maps. And then plus potentially a fifth post about other changes if needed and some tweaks to Melee. Dude, some tweaks. Unless this is a complete rework, Melee's still dead. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to throw together a short video going over my opinion of this, thoughts, concerns. So TLDR once again. I hope they don't nerf jewels and they make ailment and curses like either easily negatable, or they buff curses to like self curse level and or give some kind of benefit, right? Or just completely change it up. And ailment, and just get rid of ailments. Fucking, I hate ailments. They're so stupid. Or at least lower the timers, reduce the effect, and make it easy to get the ailment immunity, right? Um, Easier. I mean, I guess it is still kind of easy, but I don't want to go off my skill tree to another cluster that I would literally have no other reason to be there besides getting ailment immunity, and I'm wasting like 10 points. But yeah, apart from that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and other content. When these manifestos come up, I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna quick TLDR cover them. If they're important, I'll obviously probably spend more time or make multiple videos. If it's just little things that I can speed run, then I'm gonna speed run it. You know how I do. All right, but that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.